Hello, and welcome to the 2020 Laclede County Hometown Heroes virtual celebration. My name is Rob Black, and I am the board president of the Lebanon Area Foundation. On behalf of the Foundation's board of directors and staff, I want to thank you for joining us to celebrate our 2020 Hometown Heroes. This marks the 16th year our community has gathered to honor ordinary people doing extraordinary things right here in Laclede County. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we were faced with the real possibility of canceling this beloved event this year. But that is not the case. Through the tremendous efforts of our Hometown Heroes Committee, which is made up of members of our Foundation Board of Directors and our LAF Administrator and Assistant, the decision was made to make this event a reality. Thank you to them, Hometown Heroes 2020 can be virtually celebrated by everyone. In past celebrations, I would be greeting a room of nearly 400 ticket holders, seated with friends, enjoying a delicious breakfast inside the Cowan Civic Center in Lebanon, Missouri. By purchasing tickets to the event, our guests helped LAF raise funds to support dozens of Laclede County nonprofits through the Community Cares program. The 2020 Hometown Heroes Celebration is one of our largest fundraisers, turning donations into grants that fund dozens of nonprofits serving the vital needs of Laclede County residents. Please help us continue this tradition of neighbors helping neighbors by making a small donation to the Community Cares program. With the click of the donate button on the post, your dollars will help feed, clothe, and shelter our neighbors in need. We know that you will be inspired by the stories of our 2020 Hometown Heroes, and we are thankful for our many community partners who make this celebration possible through their sponsorship. At this time, please join me in welcoming Mercy Hospital Lebanon's new administrator, Ms. Nikki Gammett.
Hello, I'm Nikki Gammett, Administrator of Mercy Hospital Lebanon. Mercy is so pleased to sponsor this year's Hometown Heroes. Perhaps this year, more than any other in recent history, we have all needed a hero. Our neighbors have answered the call in both big and small ways. Their generous acts give us hope for a brighter future. Our rich history at Mercy is also filled with heroes, ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Here in Lebanon, it all began in 1929 when the Wallace family left the community millions to build the county's first hospital. In 1964, more local heroes stepped in to help. Ernest and Thelma Breach donated money to expand and modernize the facility. They stepped up again in the 80s to fund a major hospital renovation. Since then, countless others have stepped forward with both large and small donations and gifts of time to ensure our community has a modern healthcare facility with technology, providers, and coworkers to keep us healthy, even when we face a pandemic. To everyone who will be honored today, and to the unsung heroes of our community, all of us at Mercy Hospital Lebanon say thank you and God bless.
"2020 has been an unprecedented year for everyone, and especially here at Emerson in Lebanon. Despite all the challenging situations everyone has faced, we launched a new commercial air conditioning assembly line in our plant, which represents $50 million of capital investment and 80+ jobs for Lebanon. Because of the pandemic and impact on other operations, our plant has been very busy this year. Our employees have always been considered essential to us, but to be considered essential on the front lines of the pandemic meant we had to work day and night to provide compressors for critical applications in the fight against COVID. Our employees' response has been outstanding throughout all of 2020, and to Emerson, they are our heroes. All of us here at Emerson want to congratulate the 2020 Hometown Heroes. Emerson has been in this community for 30 years because of people like you. You are truly amazing examples of neighbors helping neighbors. Thank you for making our community a great place to live and to work.
Hello, my name is Joe Knapp. I'm a member of the Lebanon Area Foundation Board of Directors, and it's my honor today to introduce to you the 2020 Hometown Heroes. With a heart to help all veterans and a personal commitment to make sure their service and sacrifice is remembered and honored, Donna Mason is our 2020 Veterans Advocate Hometown Hero.
As a young girl, Donna traveled with her father and brother to Fort Leonard Wood. Although Donna didn't realize it at the time, that trip changed her life forever. For a lifetime of honoring and serving veterans, Donna Mason is our 2020 Veterans Advocate Hometown Hero.
Well, when I was about 5, my brother was in the Army at Fort Leonard Wood, and we lived in St. Louis. My dad didn't want to have to ride back by himself, so he asked me if I wanted to go with him to take him to the base. And when we did, I just fell in love with everything that was there. You know, it wasn't like, oh, look at all the soldiers. It was like, wow, you know, and then my dad talked to me about the fact that, you know, the soldiers protect us and everything. And so it just got in my heart, and it just never did leave.
Donna continued to ponder what she could do to help veterans as she attended high school and began making plans for a future.
What I really wanted to do was become a nurse and go to Vietnam. And my parents went through the ceiling, so I had to scrap that. And I was 35 when I finally got to go to nursing school. And it's just something that had been in my heart forever.
When Donna graduated and began her career in nursing, she worked in a hospital where she met her future husband, Donald, who was hospitalized with devastating injuries from Vietnam and struggling with PTSD.
Well, my husband was injured in Vietnam, and they took out 30% of his brain. You know, if you haven't been there, you don't understand, and if you've been there, nobody needs to tell you.
Well, she's been involved with the veterans since, well, before 68, as far as I know. Her husband is a disabled veteran who had critical brain injuries in Vietnam, and she was his nurse part of the time.
I was very excited because in the pictures showed us about the bone fragments, that if he hadn't have taken those out, that they would have started boiling and he would have died from that. He showed us a picture of the helipad where he landed, the emergency room where he came in, the operating room. He explained anything and everything that we wanted to know. It was very emotional.
I've seen him go through PTSD. I've seen him in and out of the hospital for different things because of his injury. The first part when he came home, 5 weeks in a coma, 10 and a half months in the hospital. You know, he's given up his whole life. And why would I not want to help people, not just my husband, but people that have done this? It doesn't matter if it's male, female, who they are. If they've served their country, it doesn't matter if it's peacetime, it doesn't matter if they've gone overseas. I can go to sleep at nighttime and I can rest because I know those people have my back.
Donald's long-time recuperation and his personal battle with PTSD helped Donna understand the needs of our local veterans and motivated her to get involved with local veterans projects and issues.
I don't think our community is always aware of the impact the veterans have here. One of the wonderful things that she does, she always tries to present some kind of information that we might not otherwise have. Some veterans history, some wartime history. She's done videos. She always has flags and a lot of times gives away flags. She tries in every way she can to let the community know how important the veterans are. because a lot of times I think people don't think about that.
Donna has been on the Veterans Memorial Board for several years, and she has gotten the donations for the Veterans Memorial at the Cowan Center. And then we have the Vietnam veterans have a float that she takes care of for the Christmas parade. And on Veterans Day, she generally has a program for veterans, and it's very good. More need to attend.
Visitors can see some of Donna's work at Lebanon's Fallen Warriors Memorial. There, they can see the names of area fallen heroes dating back to the Civil War.
And that was one of the most emotional things I've ever done, is to read all those names back to make sure that every letter and everything was exactly the way it was supposed to be on there. It was really an emotional thing to do.
And she never wants any
Thanks for
recognition, no name for her. It's just, I want it all to be for the veterans. You ask her, and that's what she says. It's all about the veterans. I think a lot of folks don't realize that military families are military families. Veterans have wives and children, or sometimes the mom is the veteran, and people don't realize that that affects the whole family. Wherever they go, you go. For however long they're gone, you're gone. It's and people who've never lived around or been part of the military have no idea what the military family really is.
Donna has spent most of her life promoting veterans, and I think it's her recognition of the sacrifice that the veterans have made. She will plan events, and it's all around recognizing the veteran. There's never any question as to why we're there or what's to take place. She has it, her events are very well planned, and it's always the veteran. It's never about anybody else. It's her passion is just support of the veterans at all events.
I just can't say enough how deserving this woman is. She'll do it by herself if she has to. She doesn't care as long as the veterans get the respect they deserve and the recognition.
Donna Mason is a wonderful person in the Lebanon community. She actually came to me. She's been on the Veterans Board for several years, and once I became mayor, she came to me right out of the gate and was one of the first people I met as mayor, and just a true gem, and really is so completely focused on veterans and what she can do to help them in anything that they need. I think Donna deserves the Neighbor Helping Neighbor Award because she has really helped out truly all the neighboring veterans that are in this community in one way or another, whether it be in creating a event that she can come to. She serves on our Veterans Memorial Board, helping take care of the Veterans Park that's in front of the Civic Center, all those things.
Donna's involvement with several local veterans organizations and activities come from her undying love and total commitment to our veterans.
Only that if you love your country, you need to love your veterans, because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be sleeping in a bed. You know, look at the other countries, what they go through. Our country is free because of our veterans.
For a lifetime of honoring and serving veterans, Donna Mason is our 2020 Veterans Advocate Hometown Hero.
Central Trust is proud to be a partner in your community, and we are honored to be a returning sponsor for this year's annual Hometown Heroes event.
Like many of you, we take pride in the communities we serve. Being a fiduciary, our team is fully transparent and always puts your needs first. Because we are locally owned, our decisions are too.
We believe giving back only helps make a community stronger, and those recognized today are a great example of just that.
Our team at Central Trust Company truly appreciates the hometown heroes of 2020, along with all the volunteers who make Lebanon a better place to work and live. Congratulations and thank you.
Laclede Electric Cooperative is honored to be a sponsor of the Laclede County Hometown Heroes virtual celebration to recognize individuals and organizations who inspire us. These ordinary people have made an extraordinary impact through personal sacrifice for the benefit of others. Laclede Electric Cooperative employees stand in solidarity with our heroes as neighbors helping neighbors during these difficult times. We care about our community and salute the hometown heroes who make it such a great place to live and work.
Supporting area foster families by providing much-needed supplies and services, Fostering Hope Closet is our 2020 Friend of Foster Families Hero.
Often when children are placed into foster care, they have nothing but the clothes on their backs. For providing resources, from diapers to tennis shoes for children in foster care, Fostering Hope Closet is our 2020 Friend of Foster Families Hero. Through her own personal experience as a foster parent, Laura Anks Garden became aware of the critical need for an organization such as Fostering Hope Closet.
My first placement was a 3-month-old little girl, and it was about 10 o'clock at night that Children's Division dropped her off at my house. She had just been pulled from her parents, and she had a diaper bag that had nothing in it but socks. She had on an 18-month-old shirt and a dirty diaper. They said, we don't know when she ate last. She was screaming at the top of her lungs, and I had nothing to feed her with. She had no bottle, she had no formula, she had no other clothes, no diapers, she was filthy. So I had my sister come over. She watched her while I furiously ran to Walmart and spent $100 to buy everything I needed to be able to clothe her and feed her and give her a bath. And I ended up having her for only about 18 hours. And it was very traumatic, and that's when I realized that something like the Fostering Hope Closet was needed, because if I was experiencing that, so was every other foster parent.
Laura decided to tackle the problem and began Fostering Hope Closet in the back of a family business. Soon, the small area was overflowing with diapers, clothing, books, toys, and baby equipment. And as the need for foster families increased, so did the need for supplies and a larger place to store them.
Children's Division annually does reporting, and in 2017 there were about 14,000 kids in care in the state of Missouri. As of 2018 there were 21,000 kids in care. So it's gone up by a significant amount. So there's definitely a huge crisis right now in Missouri, in the United States, but particularly in this area in Missouri, of opioid usage and general hopelessness and poverty that is leading an astounding number of children to be pulled and put in care. Currently there are over 500 kids in care in the 26th Circuit, which is Laclede, Camden, Miller, Morgan, and Montauk. So that's a huge amount of the population. You know, these are kids who are in every grade in school. They're newborn to 21 years old. We believe that we are basically standing at the bottom of a cliff and helping to bandage up these people as they've fallen off. And what we want to be able to do is to have people at the top of the cliff to help them so that they don't fall off in the first place. We are working very hard to increase awareness of our programs. Unfortunately, there are still, even after 2 years, a lot of families that don't know that we exist.
Fostering Hope Closet is a very small organization, but it's growing, and we hope it will do a lot of good for the community.
Area foster families are thankful for Laura and Fostering Hope Closet.
I think that if Fostering Hope wasn't here to help, it would be a struggle for a lot of people, especially in this area. Like, not everybody is rich, and we go into it doing it for the children.
Sometimes when they come into your home, they don't come with anything. And so that's what Fostering Hope Closet's all about, is meeting that need, bridging that gap between the time the children come into your home and just getting you on your feet and getting them on their path.
My very first experience was when I got my first newborn. I had nothing, no car seat, no clothes, nothing. Because as a foster parent, you don't always have the luxury of having a baby shower or anything like that ahead of time. So when you get a new placement, you need those things.
Fostering Hope Closet would not be able to provide services to foster families without volunteers. One of the jobs volunteers really enjoy is giving children their Begin Again bags filled with supplies the children may need for their first 24 hours in foster care.
The children, when they got the bags, they said, "We don't even know these people, and they did this for us." So it really touches families, it really does. It's amazing to be able to help, and just to think about the kids. It's sad and overwhelming, but just to be able to help is really, really satisfying. It just makes you feel good.
If you could be here and see the parents' eyes light up, and it really is, it's so rewarding. I was at Walmart up in Camdenton last week, and this little girl from Laclede came up and she says, "You're my most favorite," and she threw her little arms around me and gave me a hug. And that's what it's all about, is the love of those kids.
With the help of generous donations and dedicated volunteers, Fostering Hope Closet is making foster care a better experience for all involved, the children and their foster families.
It's a messed up world, and we really need to try to help each other as much as we can. So that's what we're all about.
What touches me the most about the Fostering Hope Closet experience is the love and support that the children receive when receiving these items. Someone may just be donating a backpack or a coat or a pair of shoes, but to these kids, it's everything. They've had to leave everything behind, and they don't understand why someone would be doing this for them, a complete stranger.
I would say thank you from the bottom of my heart, because you have met so many needs in my experience as a foster parent. I don't know what I would have done in the past several years without you. So thank you. And thank you for having the heart for children and for their parents and their foster parents.
For providing resources for children in foster care, Fostering Hope Closet is our 2020 Friend of Foster Families hero.
All of us here at Emerson want to congratulate the 2020 Hometown Heroes. Emerson has been in this community for 30 years because of people like you. You are truly amazing examples of neighbors helping neighbors. Thank you for making our community a great place to live and to work.
For the past 17 years, Heritage Bank of the Ozarks has set standards of service centered around neighbors serving neighbors. Now more than ever, we want to say thank you to our hometown heroes, our neighbors.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you.
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 Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, hometown heroes.
Thank you.
Her love of volunteering and helping others began as a child and continues today. For her lifelong commitment to community service, Wendy Reece is our 2020 Inspirational Hero.
Wendy Reece devotes much of her time, talent, and resources to serving and supporting a wide variety of community organizations. For a lifetime of selfless service to her neighbors and community, Wendy Reece is our 2020 Inspirational Hometown Hero.
My earliest memory of volunteering is probably as a helper with my parents because they were big volunteers. We lived in Kansas City, and I don't remember even what they were doing, but we must have been selling food because we were in one of those little trailers where they like a concession stand, and my brother and I were back there making iced tea, and felt like we were helping.
While some volunteers focus their energy on a particular cause, others, like Wendy, are devoted to supporting a wide variety of organizations and causes that benefit our community.
There are a lot of needs in our community, and it's hard to rank one over another. I get a lot of opportunity to know what's going on in the community and where the good deed groups are working, so when I get a chance, I like to help where I can and do what I can to be involved in all those different areas.
In 1999, when Wendy became a Girl Scout leader, there was a recruitment drive, and lots of girls joined Scouting. While most troops limited their size to 12 girls, Wendy encouraged her troop to welcome many more.
We started that Girl Scout troop. Was my first time to meet her. We've been long friends ever since. We started out with first grade girls, brownies, and we started out with 12, which was the norm. And so Wendy said, I hate the idea of girls being turned away, and with all the adult help that we have, we could take on more girls. So we agreed to do that, and before we knew it, we had 25.
Under Wendy's leadership, Troop 90 was involved in many community activities. One of the most impactful projects was their work at the Coleman Memorial Conservation Area.
There's some water there that was really attracting a lot of mosquitoes, which made it unpleasant to walk the trails. And so we learned that if we built bat houses and attracted bats, we could reduce the mosquito population. And so that was one of the projects, working on the trails to build them back up, and just through erosion and water, they had kind of collapsed in some areas. So building those back up and improving those.
Over the years, as a Scout leader, Wendy and her troop leaders influenced the lives of many girls. Remarkably, 6 of those girls earned the Girl Scouts' highest honor, the Gold Award.
And Girl Scouts is about, the promise and law says, that part of that is service to others. And so we've always reinforced that, and Wendy's always been a living example of that, and giving back and serving. And so she was inspirational in the girls achieving that and helping to instill that value in them.
Wendy continued to inspire girls through her years of involvement with the Miss Merry Christmas pageants, where girls have the opportunity to interact with the public, engage in public speaking, and earn scholarships.
Through the Christmas pageant, we are so proud to be able to offer the girls the opportunities to see what's out there for them to explore and discover, and especially through the pageant, they can learn their poise and self-confidence as they go into the world and can take that with them.
She's working to instill in young ladies in our community a sense of ability to excel and ability to have that drive in their lives at a young age, even all the way up to senior high young ladies, and as they prepare for life, that these are skills that they would need to be successful.
Wendy's involvement with her church eventually led her to organize local participation in Missouri's Festival of Sharing, where volunteers from across the state collect supplies and then distribute them to organizations serving their communities.
I believe that we've worked with Festival of Sharing about 4 years. And it seems that every year we've gotten everything that we applied for. We have received baby bundles and dental hygiene kits, school packs, lots of paper, pencil, and family food packs. So the donations that COPE gets, the partnering with Festival of Sharing and other organizations in the community gives us the opportunity to make sure that the basic needs are covered for the people that we serve.
In addition to her volunteer work, Wendy owns and operates Page Printing and is a longtime member and volunteer for the Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce.
She has served on the Lebanon Chamber's Board of Directors, and she's also served as the chairperson for the Local Make Sense Committee. From her chamber service, it's all about promotion of the community. It's all about making it a better place to live and a place with a good future for our children.
Beyond her role as an almost full-time volunteer, Wendy Reece is also busy as a wife, mother, and small business owner. How does she get it all done? Wendy has learned to cut some corners, but mostly she gives credit to others.
Well, first of all, I'm about 10 years behind in cleaning my house. And also my husband is very supportive of everything I choose to work on. My employees are long-term employees that know their jobs, and I'm so grateful for that because they can kind of hold down the fort for me while I go off on my volunteer expeditions or if I'm organizing something at my desk. And that what I do is partly because of what they can do for me.
Wendy has dedicated her life to quietly making a difference in the lives of her neighbors in the Lebanon area.
Because she does so much, but part of it is behind the scenes. Doesn't necessarily need everyone to know it. Not everyone does know what she does. She just feels, I think, that it's important to do a lot of work for the community and for the church. And she doesn't want the recognition necessarily at all. If you give it to her, she'll smile and thank you, but she's not wanting to make sure everybody knows she's doing it.
I don't think I've ever met a more giving and caring person. And when she tells you, when she finds out that you're in need, the first thing she'll say, how can I help? What do you need?
For a lifetime of selfless service to her neighbors and the Lebanon community, Wendy Reece is our 2020 Inspirational Hometown Hero.
Lake Regional Clinic, Lebanon is proud to support the Lebanon Area Foundation. We are proud to be a part of a community where friends, neighbors, and business people perform selfless acts and make a difference in the lives of others. As we know from our experience caring for this community, acts of kindness have the power to heal. These stories provide hope and inspiration. From all of us at Lake Regional, congratulations to the 2020 Laclede County Hometown Heroes. Your kindness and courage make this community strong.
Here at Holman Howe Funeral Homes, we believe that honoring a life well lived is an act of love. We are proud to be a multi-year sponsor of the 2020 Laclede County Hometown Heroes virtual celebration to honor individuals and nonprofits that serve our community in inspiring ways. These heroes have made significant and positive differences in Laclede County, and we want to congratulate each and every one of those being honored this year.
Providing weekend food packs to reduce hunger for hundreds of area school children helps fulfill the mission of Shepherd's Pack, our 2020 Champion of Children.
Every week, hundreds of area students heading home after school pick up a pack of food that will fill their bellies for the weekend. Food that can be fixed without adults. Food that will sustain them until they return to school. For providing over 400,000 meals to children in need, Shepherd's Pack is our 2020 Champion of Children. As a longtime educator in the Lebanon School District, Ron Atterbury was aware that many area school children were hungry, especially over the weekends when meals from school were not available. In 2007, he discovered a possible solution.
It all came about after watching the national news one evening and seeing a program similar to this being conducted in a major metropolitan area. I honestly can't remember which it was, but they were talking about the hunger that children were experiencing on the weekends when they did not have access to food that was provided through the school system. And I thought, a light bulb came on, and I said, said to myself, we have the same issues here at home. I know that kids are going home hungry. I know that they live in very limited, or homes with limited resources. And I thought, we can do this. So that was basically the impetus behind that.
Ron's next step was to share the idea with his pastor, Greg Turner.
Actually, I thought it was a wonderful idea. I had never heard of the program that he was proposing, but just the idea of it just caught hold with me. We sat right here at this table and discussed the ins and outs and what challenges we'd face. The biggest challenge of all is that we didn't have any money in the budget for such a ministry. But I'd said to Ron when we talked about the money, if God is in this, we'll have the money. And I know that's something sort of a cliche, a platitude the preachers say, but I really believe that. And I can say that that's been proven true because we've received donations from out of state. Clear across the country, people have heard of this and they'll send us a donation once in a while. And it's truly been gratifying and exciting to see what's happened with that regard.
The next step was to partner with Lebanon schools. And what began with a leap of faith was soon followed by donations and volunteers. Shepherd's Pack became a reality.
The origin of the name comes from the idea of Christ being the Good Shepherd. And if he was feeding his lambs, he would have a pack on his back. And so I envisioned that, and the shepherd's crook is part of the vision I had in my head. The name is based upon that. I took the scriptural basis from Matthew 25, where if you have done it to the least of these, you've done it unto me. It's one thing to be able to come up with an idea. It's another thing entirely to have people that will sustain an idea and take a vision and run with it. I have to give enormous thanks to all of the people that serve week in, week out.
When I got started, we were buying the groceries, and we were filling, at that time when it started, we were filling backpacks. And it started with very few. And then it grew to 50, 60, 70, 100. And now it's over 300 and some. 330, I think, is what they told me the other day. And it's one of the best things that's happened.
What began in 2008 with 12 volunteers preparing packs for 30 students has grown to approximately 100 volunteers preparing packs for over 300 students. School counselors provide a weekly count of students who need food from each building, and the student names are never shared.
We organize the food in the early part of the afternoon by getting the number of cases out for food that we're going to need that evening. We've called the schools. We've got a number from the schools of how many kids need a bag that week. And then we get the appropriate number of containers out ready to go.
Once the food is out of the crates and organized for packing, other volunteers come from all over the community to fill hundreds of bags with food for the weekend. All the food is kid-ready. Food that can be fixed without an adult or even a microwave. Food that a kid can open and eat. And once the hundreds of meals are ready, volunteers load the bags and deliver them to schools.
Without Shepherd's Pack, I don't know what these kids would do. I don't know. They leave school on a Friday and they don't come back until Monday morning and have breakfast. What did they eat? I don't know. We try hard for it to be healthy, and then there comes a point when let's just feed these kids, let's get something into their bellies.
After 11 years, what began as a leap of faith has resulted in 400,000 meal packs provided to thousands of students. Shepherd's Pack is a blessing both to the children who receive them and to those who volunteer.
It's a way for me giving back. I truly feel we are all put here by God to bring something back to the society. And now that I have more time on my hands, it's just one of those community efforts that I feel very good about. When you're helping kids, how can you not feel good?
God is working powerfully through this program, touching lives, helping children in need. And hopefully they will feel that love in their heart at some point in their life.
Matthew 25:40, the Lord himself said, whatever you do for the least of these, you're doing for me. And so as we talk about it, and as we think about it, as we pray about it, we always remind ourselves that we would do this for Jesus.
For providing packs of food to fill the bellies of children in need from the Lebanon and Jolie Barber school districts, Shepherd's Pack is our 2020 Champion of Children.
Hi, this is Monty Hayes at Mid-Missouri Bank. At Mid-Missouri Bank, we know any community bank can only hope to be as great as the community it serves. That's why everyone at Mid-Missouri Bank in Lebanon is so thankful of this year's 2020 Hometown Heroes. Congratulations to all of you that are being recognized. Your commitment and service is what makes our community excel, and Mid-Missouri Bank will strive to pass on that same commitment and service to Lebanon and our surrounding communities. Thank you.
Congratulations to these remarkable 2020 Hometown Heroes. And thanks to everyone who joined us to honor everyday people performing extraordinary acts. We are thankful for the generosity of Mercy Hospital Lebanon as this year's title sponsor, and for the generosity of the many area businesses featured in this event. Their support allows us to recognize local heroes who exemplify what makes our community so special, neighbors helping neighbors. While we honor our heroes today, we thank you for supporting Community Cares and the dozens of area nonprofits receiving grants. Your donations help local organizations advocate for children, feed the hungry, and meet the needs of our neighbors in Laclede County.
We hope you have been inspired by these remarkable 2020 Laclede County Hometown Heroes. This annual event serves two purposes: to shine a light on ordinary people doing extraordinary things, and to raise funds that enable local nonprofits to keep their lights on and their doors open during difficult times. In lieu of ticket sales, we ask our viewers to please make a donation to the Community Cares program by clicking the donate button on the Lebanon Area Foundation Facebook page. Any amount is greatly appreciated. And thank you from all of us at Lebanon Area Foundation and Community Cares.